mathematical thinking and inquiry and programming is at the heart of the matter, because it was at the heart 30 years ago when we actually had the first wave. Some of you I know are old enough, other ones are not, to remember, you know, it sounds like the past now, but this is a book which do I have to stay here, or can I kind of, yeah. Came out in 1980, Mindstorms, and it was one of those few books which really shifted the conversation from how people thought about computers in school, because up to that point there was very little thought, that in particular children should touch those very expensive machines. You need to remember those machines didn't look anything like what you carry in your pocket today. Actually, there's an image of the famous turtle, which, as you can see, I never find the corresponding image which shows the large kind of cable which connects it to the gigantic computer in the next room, which filled out pretty much a room. And Seymour, in writing in Mindstorms, outlined a vision of what he thought children should do with computers. And being the mathematician, he didn't just think about computers and technology, he really thought about it as a medium for expression, as a new way of doing mathematics, actually, and often is forgotten, also a progressive pedagogy, which transcends actually learning with mathematics. Most people focus on the computer part, the children kind of should program computers, but the new mathematics as well as the pedagogy were equally part of his agenda at the time. And so I bring this up because at that time, many people forget, there were actually, believe it or not, 100,000 millions of children all over the world programming in school. Now, they didn't have laptops or smartphones. The schools which were lucky enough had a computer lab, which was usually at the end of a long hallway, and once a week for 45 minutes you would go there. And if it was Christmas time, you would program a Christmas tree most often, or if it was Easter, and the Easter bunny would hop across the screen. And after the 45 minutes were over, you would kind of lock the door, go back to your classroom, and continue with your work as usual. That was pretty much across the board on how, for many students, programming in school. Molly and Dan Batt actually wrote this book. It was sold over 100,000 times. There were even big exhibits in the Computer Museum in Boston, a walkthrough computer, because people wanted to touch the machine. There was a lot of enthusiasm around computers in school, and then it all went away. Very interesting. What happened? So why do you think programming went away in the 90s? Why did schools, why did teachers throughout the board thought this was not something valuable to do anymore? Any suggestions? Yes?
Is it Windows?
Windows? You mean an operating system?
The fact that there was a GUI, you didn't have to program it?
Good. Technology changed. Actually, the internet, multimedia CD-ROMs, more importantly, came around, and you could kind of click your way through things. So suddenly, you didn't need people thought the language of the computer to interface with it. Other reasons. Infrastructure. It was definitely a challenge. Other points, some of you are, maybe you are teachers. Many teachers actually did not feel prepared to teach programming. It wasn't well integrated. I think it wasn't just the technology. It was also infrastructure. It was also teachers didn't feel prepared. It was hard to make room. There was also a lot of discussions and research. Does it really teach planning, programming, all the things it claimed to be?